So let us chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So since we all are familiar each other, so feel free to ask anything. And if you have doubts or any comments or you want to make, and you can make it at any time. So since this is the last session for now, we can continue future sessions, but for this course, this is the last session. So am I audible to all of you? Is my voice clear? Okay. So what we can do is, practical application of Bhagavad Gita. So since the light is there it is coming from different places, so you can't see so clearly as in your college. Some more are there outside. Maybe somebody, so one of you can go and call them quickly. One also there. Actually, boys can come here. So boys can come here, I think. They can be close, otherwise you're somewhere. I can't see you. Since your number is less. Do you want to sit there, or are you comfortable there at the back seat? But you have to hear and answer. What you can do is keep it on the table. You all can sit down. We'll start quickly. So since it is getting late, so we can spend some good time for this session. So this is the last session, practical application of Bhagavad Gita in our day-to-day life. So in Bhagavad Gita, how many topics are there? What is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? We have discussed there are 5. In essence, 5 topics are there we have discussed. Do you remember? Does anybody remember? Yes. 5. In essence, there are 5 topics. Does anybody remember from the boys? There are 5 essential topics. We said this is the essence of Gita. Every day you have to keep on thinking about that. Anytime if I ask you, should be ready, even in the future. Don't forget. If I start one, will you start? Will you tell? Who said? Yeah, what's your good name? Sindhu, yes, I think. Active girl, yes, sir. Tell all the 5. Kala? Very good. Give her a big hand. Those who forgot. Both of you forgot. 3. Yes. So please repeat after me. Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. So these 5 things we have discussed. Ishvara we have discussed about who is God. Jiva we have discussed about the science of the soul. Prakriti, actually it contains 3 modes of material nature that we are going to discuss in the future. So how these 3 modes are going to bind the Jiva. And Prakriti and Kala we are going to discuss. Karma we have discussed. Is it clear? Out of 5 we have discussed 3, 2 more are there. That we will discuss in the future. Is it clear? How many topics? 5 subjects. So these are the 5 subjects which have been discussed in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. These are the essence of Bhagavad Gita, right? Right. So within that there is a 6th chapter. Out of 18 chapters, first 6, middle 6, last 6 chapters. First 6 chapters about karma. Second 6 chapters about bhakti. Third 6 chapters about jnana yoga. So within that, first 6 chapters, the last chapter, 6th one, is talking about dhyana yoga. What is the chapter name? Dhyana yoga. What is this yoga? Means these days quite popular, very well known all over the world, this yoga. So what actually yoga means, and so since there is a one day also specifically dedicated for that, for the yoga, let us see as for the scriptures what is yoga means. The topmost yoga system. First, what is not yoga we will see. Right? What is not yoga? It's not bodily exercise, first of all. Second is, it's not shaping for the body. Isn't it? Third is, it's not meant for some mystic powers. Simply say they do so many gymnastics. They'll do. So it's not meant for that. And what actually yoga is? Read that. One can read. Just union in love between the individual consciousness and supreme consciousness, that between soul and God. Hold it. And read the next slide. Yeah, read that next one.
Yoga is a person whose life and activities are oriented towards re-establishing his relationship with God.
Yeah, yogi is a person whose life and activities. Who is a yogi? Whose activities are oriented towards re-establishing his relationship with God. He is known as a yogi. And different types of yoga, let us see. How many types are there? First, karma yoga. Second, jnana yoga. Third, fourth. These are the different steps of yoga. It's not that separate, ways. There is only one way, but these are the different steps, different rungs of the yoga. Is it clear? If somebody is doing some yoga means, first of all, the root word is known as yuj, means connection, union. Connection in the sense, with whom, with what? That is what the meaning of it. So when you say yuj means connection, karma yoga, when we do karma activity, when we offer those results to the Lord, that means that is connecting our karma with the Lord. That is known as karma yoga. When we cultivate knowledge and when the result comes, ultimately we will find that our jnana, end of our jnana is known as, essence of jnana is known as this. So we will find out the Lord. We connect the Lord with that jnana. Then jnana yoga, dhyana. We meditate upon the Supreme Lord. Then that is known as dhyana yoga. And bhakti. So ultimately devotional service to the Lord. That is called bhakti yoga. So now it's quite famous people, they say that, and in yoga there Ashtanga yoga means, Ashta means 8 divisional yoga system. So try to remember these 8 divisional systems. So these 8 actually asked once I was conducting the same one yoga day. I've been invited by one school. There I was speaking about these 8. I just spoke these 8. Immediately one girl got up, she said all the 8 at once without any hesitation. Let me see how many of you can tell all these 8. So see carefully, observe them, okay? First one is yama, means controlling the senses. Second, niyama, following the rules and regulations. I'll explain what all this about. Third, asana, practicing the sitting postures. Fourth, pranayama, breathing control. Right? First these things, so yama in the sense don'ts. Is it clear? First, what not to do. Isn't it? You should not, there is a, what we are not supposed to do in yoga, it is mentioned. Like either it can be food habits, or it can be the sleep, or it can be anything, what we should not do. One should not sleep more than 6 hours. One should not, while doing the yoga, practicing yoga, that's what I'm talking about. So those who wants to perfect in yoga system, Ashtanga yoga especially, one should not do all these things. Little tapasya, controlling the senses. And niyama, one should do. What one should do is, there is a system like eating also. It's not that completely they should abstain from eating. They should eat what they should eat in positive sense. So niyama, asana. When they are supposed to when they are supposed to sit on the asana also there is a system that is also mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Nati vichitam, nat nicham, chalyajina kushottaram. It should not be too high, not too low. It should be made with some kusha grass. On top of it, there should be, tiger skin or lion skin or, deer skin should be laid on that. And on top of it, there should be cloth. One soft cloth should be spread. Then one should sit on that firmly. This is called asana. Why? Yeah, my question is, why do they use lion skin or deer skin? What is the purpose? Any thought on this? Have you heard any time? Why do they use? Do you want me to tell, or do you have any idea? So the one reason is, those days, these yogis, not only those days, that is a standard system. They are supposed to practice in a lonely place, isolated place, like Himalayas, such kind of forest places. And such kind of places, when they are practicing, there will be some snakes. On regular basis, we have a huge, cobra is there with us. Our watchman, night watchman, security will be telling us. Yesterday also he was telling, just now it went like this way, just now it went that way. So it's quite common for us also, because since all of our fields here are surrounding. Similarly, in the forest there will be snakes, some kind of reptiles, they will be there, they will be crawling. When this person is sitting on the, firmly, and there are chances of coming, these snakes will come and crawl them. So that's the reason they used to use this deer skin or tiger skin. Then they won't come upon them and crawl upon them. Fourth one is pranayama. Pranayama in the sense asana. Asana, why do they practice this? Because they were practicing these yoga system for hundreds and thousands of years. For that reason, if they want to sit nicely, they are supposed to make their body flexible. That is the reason they used to make all these asanas. And then this is called bodily control. Then pranayama, breath control. Why this breath control? Because the yoga practice perfection they can get only after thousands of years. That is the reason they are supposed to increase their lifespan. Do you know how we can increase our lifespan? I think in the whole topic I must have told you. Did I tell you? And how come people they die? So because does it mean that so one should die only after becoming an old man? Is it happening like that? Do you remember any times when you go to some temple when they are giving the Charanamrit or Kirtam? So what kind of mantra they chant? No, when they are giving the Tirtha. Achana when they are doing, they chant like that. So that is Akala Mrityu Haranam Sarva Prapa Nivaranam. Do you remember? Akala Mrityu Haranam. That means there is Sakala Mrityu, there is Akala Mrityu. Isn't it? That is untimely death. Sometimes if the time is not over, then there is a death. Some accidentally or some other way. That's the reason why it happens. Why it happens, though it is time has not yet come, so that can come. There are chances. That's the reason this pranayama. So pranayama it helps us, so they can expand their lifespan. So expand in sense, death is not depends upon one's old age. It depends upon one's ayu. One depends upon one's breaths, number of breaths they have in their account. Is that clear? In the sense, let's say, as per our karma, we have about 1 lakh or 2 lakh breaths in our account. If those, so these breaths, number of breaths have been over, account is over, then we will die. Whether we are in the age of 10 years or 12 years or 20 years, 30 years, whatever age. That's the reason people sometimes they think that just by going to the gym or morning running, jogging, running, they can prolong their life. No. Rather, they can shorten their lives. You know that? By jogging. Walking is okay. They can do Surya Namaskaras. They can do these yoga practices. But when they do all those runnings and all, they can shorten their, because they'll be exhaling, inhaling, so too many times. Isn't it? Their number will be increasing that. That's the reason you know these Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, all these people, they have died in a short period. Because they have been bending their bodies and they're exercising too much. Similarly, what is this fellow? Dancer, Hollywood dancer, who left his body? Michael Jackson. He also. So when they do like that, they have to breathe a lot. Right? That's the reason these yogis, Kumbhakara, Echaka, in that system, they used to hold the breath within the throat, within the nostrils. So that's the reason they could expand. They could live 500 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years, 20,000 years, all these years. You know why? Because of this. Is it clear? Are you getting it or not? Next. So pratyahara, controlling the senses from sense enjoyment, dharana, dhyana and samadhi. So pratyahara means again controlling the senses from sense enjoyment. Too much of sense enjoyment, unnecessarily sense enjoyment, this is pratyahara. Dharana means concentration on one object. Dhyana, meditation. Samadhi means trance. So difference between dharana, dhyana, samadhi, I'll tell you. 11 into 11 seconds. How many seconds it will become? Can calculate? 11 into 11. 21. That is called dharana. If you can concentrate on one object for 121 seconds, that is called dharana. 11 into 11 into 11. How much? In minutes you can, so transform it to that. In minutes you can tell me. That is in seconds. 11 to 11 to 11. So if you transfer into minutes, 22 minutes. So that is dhyana. 11 into 11 into 11 into 11. Tell me. 4 times. Three times. 11 to 11 to 11 to 11, 11 to 11 to 11. 4 times. So that means how many minutes? Huh? Minutes? I think only 44 minutes it must. 2 hours. Are you sure? 2 hours 44 minutes. 244 minutes. Okay, this should come less than that. Of course, okay. Later on, you can calculate neatly. So that is called samadhi. There should not be any kind of distraction. So, yatha dipo nivasasto. So, means just like a lamp without any hovering. So that is called samadhi. So dharana, dhyana, samadhi. If somebody can focus like that, absorb themselves like that. I was hearing 2 days ago, there was one boy in the West. He was studying for 3 days, not sleeping, continuously. He's a topper, but he has a fear of not losing that topper position. Studying for 3 days, not sleeping altogether. Is it possible for him? But that fellow was making it seems. Can you imagine? For 3 days, day and night. He's into samadhi of reading, cramming the books, bookworm. Go to a secluded and sacred place, and also lead a life of complete celibacy, complete brahmacharya. And lay kusha grass, as I said that, on the ground, and then cover it with deer skin, neither too high nor too low. Sit alone in a rigid posture which cannot be changed. How many of us are willing to give this yoga system a try? Is it possible now? In Kali Yuga? Possible or not? By the time I end the class, you will be making how many asanas? Isn't it? So many asanas. So that's the reason in this Kali Yuga, so it is not at all possible. 5,000 years ago, when conditions were much more favorable, Arjuna expressed his ability to practice with such yoga, saying, read that.
For the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. To control and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind.
Yes. This is Vayoriva Sudushkaram. Arjuna says that I can control the wind, but not the mind. That means, can anybody control the wind? Is it so easy? Seeing the wind itself, it's not an easy thing. And what to talk about controlling the Vayu, isn't it? And Arjuna is saying that I can control the wind, but whereas the mind is much more difficult to control the wind. Is it clear? How tough it is. And different yoga practices for different yugas. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam quotation. So this sloka is mentioned. Kruteya dhyayato Vishnum tretayam jajito makaihi dvapare paricharyayam kalau tadhari kirtan. So in Satya Yuga, so meditation of Lord, on the Lord, Vishnu. It's not that you can meditate upon any damn fellow. On whom they are supposed to meditate upon? Whom? Lord Vishnu. Kruteya dhyayato Vishnu. So on Vishnu Tattva, any Vishnu, Krishna, Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, Varaha, any other avataras. Okay. But not on so-called people. So this meditation should be like that. What was the lifespan in Satya Yuga? Can you guess? Huh? 1,000 years. Okay. Any other thought? Should I tell you? 1 lakh years. How many? 1 lakh years. That is the reason they used to meditate upon. Like if you say Kardama Muni, we were discussing in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto, it comes 10,000 years he practiced. And if you see some other yogis, they were meditating 20,000 years. If you say Valmiki, he practiced for 60,000 years, before he wrote Ramayana. So like that, so they used to meditate for thousands of years. Then they used to get the realization. So who is the Supreme Lord and what is the purpose of life, etc. So that's the reason that is meant only for Satya Yuga. And that Satya Yuga is like very, very pure people they used to be. Not a king is also not required. Dharma is so high because no locks are required for the houses. And in Kali Yuga, those who are considered to be the most pious people, they take birth as a tree in the Satya Yuga. Tree or something. That much piety will be there in Satya Yuga. In Treta Yuga, when Lord Ramchandra had descended, so can you guess what is the age at that time? Lifespan? 10,000 years. So drastically it has come down. And in Dwapara Yuga? 1,000 years. Now you got it. In Kali Yuga? 100 years. Is it clear? So in this way, that's the reason in Treta Yuga they used to do, if they want to realize the self, or if they want to get any results, and they used to do what? Kruteya dhyayato tretayam yachato mukehi. So means they used to perform yajna. Like when Dasharatha Maharaj, he wanted to have as a son, what did he do? Putra Kameshta yajna. Likewise, if they want rains, what they are supposed to do? Yeah. So likewise, they are supposed to do all these yajnas. Just by doing yajnas, so they used to get rains or any results, such results. But that is also not possible in Dwapara Yuga. And Dwapara Yuga, when Yudhishthira Maharaj wanted to perform this Ashwamedha Yajna, or what do you call that? Rajasuya Yajna. At that time, even he could not do it. Why they could not do it? Because see, Yajna in a sense, it's not just making a Yajna Kunda and doing something, chanting some mantras. First thing is, the Brahmana should be very qualified, highly qualified. So they are supposed to be a tapasvi. And they are supposed to have all the 12 qualities of a Brahmana, very pakka qualities. And when they chant the mantra, and immediately any animal or anything, for example, Ashwamedha Yajna, as soon as they bring the Ashwa, the Ashwa, right? Horse. They dump in the Yajna Kunda, automatically in front of their eyes, they used to get the liberation. So they used to, either the Devata Sharira or human body, they used to get it. That is the power of, that is the purity of Brahmanas. Unless until they have that purity, they cannot really, they are not supposed to do yajna. First thing. Second thing is the grains. The grains are supposed to be so pure. Cow ghee, supposed to be pure. So when they have all these pure items, ingredients, then they can perform yajna. And apart from all these, after the yajna, they are supposed to give charity to the brahmanas, whoever is performing yajamani. So, like, first thing is cows, unlimited cows, whatever the number of cows. And cows also not ordinary cows. They are supposed to give bedecked with nice golden ornaments to the cows. Horns, decoration, they should decorate the horns, hooves, even the silk cloths, everything should be decorated, the cows. And they used to give a lot of, they are supposed to give a lot of cows like that in donation, lakhs. Is it possible nowadays? If you put all together in India also in lakhs, it's very difficult. So one sacrifice, they are supposed to do that. And then later on, Dwapara Yuga, as I said that, in Dwapara Yuga, what is the method? Method is worshipping the deity worship, Archana Paddhati. That is really very high class Archana Paddhati. Like if they want to offer Bhoga, Naivedya to the Lord, they are supposed to offer them in the golden plate. So if they want to offer 8 times in a day to the deity, Vigraha, then once if they offer, and immediately they are supposed to throw that plate outside and use the next one, new one. Is it possible now? No. So that's the reason, even the Kali Yuga, it is not possible. Even Balaji also, I don't think so. It is possible. Because all the plates will be taken by chairmen and all the authority of TTD. In Kali Yuga, that's the reason. What is the easiest way? Chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You see all these processes which we have discussed previously. So is it possible for the young, the small kids, meditation? Is it possible for them? If you ask them to, hey, sit at one place, are they going to sit? Just now we have seen, no, there in the temple. One kid was running here and there, making all kinds of notorious activities. And it's not possible. Even the old people, is it possible for them? So they, their back will be, becomes vegetable. They can't really bend here and there anywhere. Isn't it? So it's highly impossible for the old people also. And performing yajnas, any archana, all these processes, possible? No, not at all. So that's the reason Kali Yuga, anybody can chant. So anybody can chant, so this holy name, and also anywhere, at any time. That is the advantage of this holy name. It can give you the result. And afterwards, and we'll see qualifications of a bona fide guru. We have discussed that what are the qualities of Supreme Lord. What are the qualities of Supreme Lord? Bhagavan. Qualities of Bhagavan. Yes, boys? We have discussed that. Unless until they possess these qualities, we cannot call them or claim themselves as Bhagavan. These days, so many bogus Bhagavans are coming up. That's the reason, in order to differentiate from them, so think. That's the reason I asked you to note down, so that you will be remembering them. I think some of you have noted down also. Yes. Go ahead. Strength, beauty, knowledge, wealth, fame. Last one. Renunciation. Very good. So tell us. These are the 6 opulence of the Lord. So when they have these things, then automatically he is considered to be Supreme Lord. One more thing, apart from these 6 qualities, he should be Supreme Cause, Supreme Controller, Supreme Enjoyer, isn't it? So when we have all these qualities, then he is considered to be Supreme Lord. Otherwise, he is not Supreme Lord. So these days, Kalki means I heard that there is media, they have shot separately, they have taken interview. There are 11 Kalkis are there currently. How many? 11. Some of them they have changed the names also. I won't mind to say their names. Amma Bhagavan, Ammo Bhagavan. Not Amma Bhagavan. These are all foolish people. They claim themselves as a Bhagavan. So when they say that, you should just ask them, do you have these qualities? Right? You should ask them. Kalki also it is mentioned, that is future. Shastra means, scriptures means they will talk about the future also. Where does the Kalki is going to come? There is a place called Sambalpur. So that is future place. So where is it? That place is Bihar. It comes. So this Sambalpur, there is going to come. How is he going to come? He is going to ride on the horse, holding a sword in his hand, with a light speed. He is going to kill people, miscreant leaders especially. When is he going to appear? Yuga Sandhya. That means between Satya Yuga and Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is going to get over. Now what is the total number of years of Kali Yuga? 4 lakh? 32,000 years. And when we say 4 lakh 32,000 years, and we have passed how many years, 5,000 years. How many years? 5,000 years. Now the situation is so worst. Can you imagine 4 lakhs 27,000 years is left? How worse is going to become? After 10,000 years, nobody is going to listen anything about spirituality. That's what prediction says. After 10,000 years. And our Acharya says that these books are meant for 10,000 years. That's it. Afterwards, nothing works. Sir, please come and sit and listen to the class. Who's going? They may kill you or eat you also. That is the situation. So that's the reason. And our life and short memory power, all these things. Even these days, if you see any videos also, very snippets, the short videos, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, because people can't really focus much on that. Is it clear? So that's the reason. You can ask anybody, any Bhagavan, if they claim themselves, should ask them, or do you have these qualities, first of all? Okay. Similarly, even if they claim Guru also, they need to possess these qualities. What are those qualities? Can you read that?
Very first, with the science of Krishna is connected with the parampara, message without addition, subtraction and control.
We will discuss one. Well versed with the science of Krishna. Ei Krishna Tattva Veta Sai Guru Hai. And if he knows, he is known as Guru. Right? So if he understands properly the philosophy, he says that Krishna is the ultimate God. As Shankaracharya said that last sloka we have discussed, what is it? Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam. Eko Deva Devaki Putra Eva. Means, okay, only one Shastra, that is Devaki Putra Gitam. What does it mean? Bhagavad Gita. Putra Gitam. So Devaki Putra. Who is Devaki Putra? Krishna. His Gita. Eko Deva. Yeah, Eko Deva. Devaki Putra Eva. Only Devaki Putra. So only one God, that is Devaki Putra. Eko Nama Tasya Namani Yani. Means only one name of the Lord, that is his name. Hare Krishna, Mahamantra. So of course, this Ashtakshari, all these names are also belongs to him. Narayana, Vasudeva, all these. And Eko Seva tasya devasya seva. Only one service, that is his service, rendering unto him, rendering devotional service unto him. So this is one thing. This is known as Krishna Tattva. Is connected with the parampara, right? As we discussed, how many sampradayas? 4. At least any one of them, if he gets connected, then he can understand what is the Krishna Tattva, right? Otherwise, he is going to get bewildered.
Does this become addition, subtraction, and concoction?
Yes. No additions, no concoction, no subtractions. So as for me, or according to my knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita is teaching like this. If somebody says, that means you are nonsense. Is it clear? If anybody says that, according to my understanding, what is your understanding basically? What your mind says? Your mind is full of nonsense. That's the reason. If somebody says, according to Vasudev's understanding, according to Narada Muni's understanding, according to Ramanja, Madhva, Vishnu Swami, Kumaras, when they say like that, that is proper understanding. According to Prabhupada understanding, that is proper understanding. Is it clear? Yes.
Has realized the conclusion of scriptures by deliberation.
Yes. By introspection, by practical, realization. That is the practical realization of a person. Go ahead.
Fixed in devotional service to the Supreme.
If he understands that Krishna is only the Supreme Lord, then why does he need to go here and there? Why does he need to worship here and there? Isn't this Devata, that Devi, that Baba, this Baba? Isn't it? Is it clear? What do you say? Is it correct or not? And if he really gets convinced, he doesn't have to go here and there. He doesn't have to run here and there. So that's the reason. So one has to fix in devotional service to the Supreme. And whereas Acharya's situation is like that, Ramanacharya used to say that if there is a fire set aside, listen carefully, this very important. So, and there is a Devata temple. This is not a negative sense, in a positive sense, what I am saying. So, told by Ramacharya, there is a fire, there is a Devata temple. So, you are supposed, there is a danger of getting into the fire. So, there is a chances of falling into the fire. Better to fall into the fire rather than taking shelter in the Devata's, temple. Shelter of Devata temple. What does it mean? Means you don't have to worship the Devatas like that. You just have to worship the Supreme, stick to the Supreme Lord. Actually, Sri Vaishnavas, once after they call, this is called Samasrinas, Samashraya. Samashraya means they take shelter of the Lord. They do Shanku Chakra stamping. That is called Diksha. Once after taking Diksha, they don't even go to any other Devata temple. Of course, it's not that they are hating Devatas, but at one point it used to happen, but that is childish another way again. That is foolishness. But some people, those who do not have complete knowledge, they do like that. But otherwise, those who have sufficient knowledge, they don't have to disrespect the Devatas. We don't have to disrespect the Devatas, but we should respect them. But at the same time, we don't have to worship them as independent Supreme Personality of Godhead. Is it clear? Are you getting it? Do you want me to speak this in Telugu? Is it clear to everyone? The boys? Okay.
Has controlled his senses.
Yes. So this sense control is also important for an acharya, for a sadhu. So why? Because unless until he does that, he cannot really, even this scriptural knowledge cannot be revealed into his heart unless until he controls his senses. Unless until he controls his senses, he cannot surrender to his guru. That is the, acharya says that. Yes.
Is an acharya following guru, sadhu and shastra?
He is an acharya and also following. There are three things we need to confirm. So if they want to make any statement to be true, they have to consider three things, three personalities. First one is Guru, one who is coming from this Guru Parampara. Second one is Sadhu, previous Acharya like Ramacharya, Madhvacharya, or Narada Maharishi, Vyasa Maharishi, all these Acharyas. And Shastra, scriptures. When they consider these three personalities, so when they are saying the same thing, then that statement is considered to be right. Otherwise, it's completely wrong. Is it clear? So, by the mercy of Guru, one gets Krishna. And by the mercy of Krishna, one gets Guru. What happens when, as soon as one thinks, yes, I want to know sincerely about the Supreme Lord, about you, oh my Lord, please give me some guidance. Then he will send you to a authorized Guru. And if he thinks it doesn't matter for me, I just want to know anybody. So from anybody I can learn. So then he will send that insincere person, he will send it to some insincere Guru, some bogus Guru. Krishna acting as a Chaitya Guru within the heart, he will send that particular devotee to such kind of people. Is it clear? Then that fellow will get sufficiently cheated. Yes.
Importance of acceptance of guidance from a spiritual preceptor. Transparent by the medium of the Lord, he is not Lord but a rep of the Lord and repeats the message of the Lord and makes it accessible. Example, Anantha instructing to Dhruva.
See what happens? Guru is not a god, as we discussed. Some people they worship him as a god. That's completely bogus. What about have you heard this sloka? There is one famous sloka. Tell us. They say Guru is equivalent to God, like that. Is that true? Guru is Brahman, Guru is Paramatma, Guru is Vishnu. But it's equalizing everyone. Does it mean like that? We have learned. So this is a very famous sloka basically. We have been hearing since a long time. But basically, Guru is not Vishnu. Guru is servant of Vishnu. He is via media. He is like a transparent via media of the Lord. Just like if there is a glass, transparent glass is there. What is there behind that? You can see clearly. But if there is a wall, so you can't see anything. Similarly, Guru is just whatever God said, Krishna spoke in the Bhagavad Gita, previous Acharya spoke, they'll just they'll show the path. This is the path, please you can go, you can get the Krishna. Is it clear? That is known as Guru. He cannot say, you can come and worship me, I am God. There are so many people they are claiming like that. So then you should pull them from the Vasasana, beating left and right. If somebody claims like that. Is it clear? And just like Narada instructing Dhruva. When Dhruva Maharaj went to the forest, where he wanted to know, he wanted to get the kingdom, and Narada told him that Narada has the power to give that Dhruvaloka to Dhruva, but he never said like that. Okay, don't worry, you just surrender to me, I will provide you everything. He never said like that. What did he say? So there is a mantra, you chant this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You do this and worship like this, do archana like this. So he has given the archana padati, everything. So practice tapasya like this on regular basis. Eat these kind of things, do like this, do offer like this. Everything he said, then he comes and he will give you, he will fulfill your desire. But he never said that you can surrender to me, I will give you that. Though he is capable of giving that. Whereas in Kali Yuga people, they are so nasty people, those who are claiming themselves as gurus, they say that we are gods. Right? Can you name some of them like that? Those who are claiming like that? That they are claiming as gods. Is there anybody? Nobody. Everyone is so. You never heard any organizations? I want to hear this. I can tell you so number of organizations, but so I just want to hear from you, so that whether you are understanding it or not, I want to know. Can you name it one organization? It's not that we want to criticize them or anything, but we just want to show that this is the wrong method. Raghu? Or what's the name? Huh? What? Huh? Jakir Baba? Jahangir Baba. Well, who's this fellow? Recently he became famous. I don't know, but maybe they have some kind of person. Is there? You? Maybe. Not maybe. No, there are so many organizations. Huh? Yes, very good. Nityananda Swami. You know how rascal this fellow is? So, he says that one day, I said to the sun god to stop for 45 minutes. Did you see? Today he came 45 minutes late. Do you heard that lecture? It's not that we want to hear these lecture, nonsense lectures. Somebody said to me, I wanted to just check whether he spoke like that. Certainly he said that those words used. When he speaks, what all he is speaking, nobody knows. M is equal to C, and such kind of calculations he will make. So all nonsense he'll make, he'll confuse you totally. Now I think he has gone to some island. Isn't it? So this fellow is completely confused fellow, and he is confusing some more people, and people also wants to get confused by such kind of people. Any more? Yes, Amma Bhagavan. So ask him to just get onto the horse first of all, or just stand up for some time. Then he'll understand. Actually, this fellow, when he was claiming as Kalki Bhagavan, in Anantapur I think he is from, he was working for some bank or something initially. So later on he started this business. So the police have caught him and put him in a jail. They started beating him left and right in the initial days. At that time, he said, since you are the Bhagavan, so you can speak Bhagavad Gita once again. You are claiming yourself as a Krishna. They said, no. At that time only I have spoke. I don't want to speak once again, he said. Likewise. So all this, it's not that such kind of people. So neither they are gurus nor Bhagavans. Isn't it? Guru means they are supposed to have all these qualities. Bhagavans means they are supposed to have those qualities. Shall I ask you one more question? Are you ready? But you have to take it in a right spirit, because this is what I want to inform you. Are you ready? Please be awake. And don't say that, no, ISKCON people, they said like that. I want to take your opinion, because so far you have heard all these classes. Then now you use your intelligence and tell me. What about Sai Baba? Is he comes under God's category or Guru's category? Which category he comes under? Guru's category. Then I said, then he should have all these qualifications, whatever we have discussed. Is he speaking about Krishna? Is he fixed up in Krishna's service? Then you see all these qualifications, Guru's qualifications. Then you tell me. I'm not speaking basically, these are all scriptural injunctions. So, when he fits on all these categories, then we can claim himself as Guru. What do you say? Is he God? Does he have all those 6 opulences which we have discussed? What do you say? Yes or no? Yes or no? You are in dilemma? This is a big question, basically $1 million question. What do you say? Demigod. When we say demigod also, 33 crores of demigods, he comes under which demigod? Where it is mentioned his name. See, even the demigods' names also are mentioned in the scriptures. Just Indra Yajna, all these names are there in the scriptures. So one of our ISKCON sannyasi, Prabhupada disciples, so like the sannyasi says that when he joined, when he was worshipping, before coming to ISKCON, he was worshipping him. So then his grandmother was little intelligent. She said, Ari, you show me 33 out of 33 crores of demigods, you didn't like any of the demigods? 33 crores. You added another person to the altar. Isn't it? Basically, he doesn't come under any of these categories, as per my opinion. It's not my opinion, it is scriptural opinion. And we can say he must be he has some yogic powers, isn't it? Some mystic yoga siddhis. He must have practiced some yoga, so by which he got some siddhis. But people made him God. That is their unfortunate situation. When I was in Hyderabad, so before coming to Krishna consciousness, certainly even I also worshipped him for some time, not all the time. For 3 years, 4 years I've worshipped him. So did all these things but one good thing I've done, so I did was, whatever he said, he said to read Bhagavatam, to chant the holy name, to worship Krishna also he said, in the Leela, what do you call it? Satcharitra, it comes. So I've seen, I've been to that place, but I followed that sincerely. So whereas people, they worship him as independent God, and they equalize the Supreme Lord deity, these are all nonsense. Once again I'm telling you. So even if whatever you think, I want to make it clear. And these things actually, I don't want to say, there is one famous speaker in Kakinada. So one interviewer interviewed him. Should I tell you or not? But I don't know whether you can digest all these things. Should I tell? Yes or no? Where it is mentioned his name. So Bija mantras are not there. So all these things he said in one interview. Later on, people have reversed and started blasting him left and right. Then immediately he turned his plate. No, he's also God. So you can come and see in my shelf, his deity is there regularly. As soon as I get up, I'll take his darshan, I'll worship him on a regular basis, I'll offer his, everything. Then he started telling everything. Not this kind of things. So faith is not like that. But there is one person from Shankara Sampradaya. He's really refuted him very nicely, but people are not ready to accept. That fellow who was interviewing him, he was doing all cross questions, and he also doesn't know anything. This interviewer, what does he know? This TV fellow. Unless until he really studies the scriptures, he cannot understand. Is it clear? And common man, anyway they don't know what is right and what is wrong. How many scriptures they must have read? Isn't it? So that's the reason we need to know all these things clearly. Because why I am saying all these things? Already Kali Yuga people have very short life. Within that, very few people have little bit interest towards the spirituality. And those who have little bit interest towards spirituality, and that spirituality, that interest also, this kind of bogus gurus or this Kalki Balki, all these people, they just burn that interest also. That's the reason to make this faith strong, or just concentrate, focus, not to deviate your paths, from some faith towards demigods, some faith towards some bogus devatas, bogus gurus. So this here and there, running here and there, don't waste your time. Is that clear? Just worship the Supreme Lord. This is what I mean. Is that clear to everyone? Okay. So similarly, a quality of qualifications of more of a disciple should have. So what are the, read there?
Disciple, ready to be disciplined.
It's not that disciple means he's just he should obey. He should obey the orders of the Guru. He cannot guide the Guru. He should not say, Guru, I am telling you, you listen. It's not like that. First, there is a Bhagavad Gita in 4.34. There is a famous sloka, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnaya sevya upadekshante te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana. Tad vidhi pranipatena. First, pranipat means surrender to the Guru. And then, sevaya, one should serve sincerely. Then, one should inquire sincerely, humbly about this. What is inquiry? Inquiry should be, it's not about subjimandi or about any other material things. What are you supposed to inquire? Inquire about whom? Spiritual master means inquire about spirit, in the sense Paramartha, about the Supreme Brahman. So about God, Supreme God. Is it clear? Yes. How do we know if we are hearing from the original source? Because all these great acharyas are within the line of disciplic succession. So, contribution of a bona fide acharya. Read that.
Establishment of true temples which are colleges of higher education, where one is educated and trained to be perfect one's lives.
One is educated and trained to perfect one's lives. So, establishment of true temples. True temple means college for higher education. What is that? Otherwise, you see, what is this picture shows? Blind following the blind. Antha following one another. So, because this is what happens, if one fellow already a blind guru, in the sense that guru himself doesn't know anything, and if he has so many followers, then automatically what happens these days? It is said, one person said, you don't have to go to the West and do MBA this and that, so get the money, earn so much of money like that. In India, it is very simple. Go and sit under a huge banyan tree or some people tree and put some kumkum, chandan or haldi, and tie around that tree some few threads and make at least 10 people sit around you, then you can make millions of rupees easily. Is that clear? You can become a millionaire. How? Just by becoming some bogus guru. One time I'll tell you one pastime. Madhvacharya, when he was going, so his disciples were there. So when the snake was there and all the ants were biting the snake was rolling, so Aditya. At that time, the disciples asked Madhvacharya, Gurudev, what happened to this snake? Why this snake was getting bitten by all these ants? Then Madhvacharya gave the answer, saying that this snake was earlier in his previous life a bogus guru. All these ants are his disciples. That is the reason. So last life they have been cheated. In this life they are taking revenge upon him. Is that clear? So that's the reason one should be very, very careful not to go to any bogus gurus. Since you heard all these things here, so you should also teach to your parents. Your parents may take you to, let's go, to some guru, whomever they see, but you should teach them. Tell them rightly. What is real temple? Holy place. So,
A real temple is like an hospital. Diagnosis of the disease, we have material body. Cause of the disease, our envy and desire to become controllers and enjoyers separate from Krishna. Line of treatment, sarva-dharma, surrender, medicine.
Hare Nama, Hare Nama.
Importance, association.
Yes. See, diagnosis of the disease. What is the disease? We have material body. And cause of the disease are envy and desire to become controllers. We want to become controllers like Krishna. And enjoyers and separate from Krishna. What is the line of treatment? Sarva dharma parityajya mam ekam sharanam. Mam ekam sharanam raja. That is the Charama sloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Just surrender me alone, he said, not to anyone. And surrender. Medicine by chanting the holy name. Chant everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then so temple should teach an importance of association. What does a guru teach us again? Strictly follow the 4 regulative principles. Yes, go ahead.
Living a pure and simple life to satisfy Krishna.
Yes. And you go ahead.
What is a charity? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that there are 3 kinds of charity.
Let us see. Charity in the mode of ignorance. Read that.
Giving the wrong thing to wrong person in wrong place at wrong time.
Yes, tell us, can you give any example? This kind of charity. Giving the wrong thing to wrong person in a wrong place at a wrong time. At least half of that. What is the wrong thing? Can you suggest? Can you tell us? What is the wrong thing to be given? It is which is not supposed to give. That is as a charity. I'm expecting some answers from the boys. They know very well about this.
Money.
Oh, is it alcohol? Very good. What is it? Yeah, tell her. Give her a big hand. What is it? Alcohol. A wrong thing, isn't it? Take one cigarette. Take one gudka packet. All these things are wrong things, right? Wrong person. Anyway, the person who's eating that is the wrong fellow. So the place, so for example, some bar or something, pub or club, such kind of things. And at a wrong time, maybe after the sunset, in the night time. Isn't it? This is all charity, but charity in mode of ignorance. Charity in the mode of passion. Yes.
Giving the right thing to right person in right place at right time with wrong motive.
So, can you think of everything is right, but only one thing is wrong. That is wrong motive. Just like, people, they can give charity, but my name should published in the paper front line or should announce loudly. I'll tell you, one time in our headquarters, one person had given fans. He has contributed fans, and he said the condition was, so you have to write my name so on the leaves, on the blades of fan, each fan. We said, they agreed, our authority agreed. Okay, no problem, we'll write that. Then after that, another condition he put. What was the condition? So when people they were sitting, so please don't on the fan. Otherwise, how will they see that? My name. Does it sound good charity? And what is the purpose of giving the fans there? When the devotees comes, they're supposed to use them, isn't it? That's how, even if you see now, if any temple or anywhere, if you go, each and every step there will be some names will be there. So like that is a wrong motive basically. Charity in mode of goodness. Yes.
Giving the right thing to the right person in right place at right time with right motive.
So everything is right. Person like he's a hungry mood. He wants the food, and at right time, sort of with no intention. Okay, we don't want anything, any expectation from him. So all these things are right.
What is transcendental charity?
Mm-hmm.
A charity by which we give Krishna to others. Example of Mr. Mahodra and Srila Prabhu.
Yes, there are many examples of that. I'll just tell you one thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that pranair arthay dhya vacha. In sense, so first thing is prana, dedicating one's life to the Lord 24 hours, serving the Lord. As a sannyasis, brahmacharis, all those, anybody who dedicates 24 hours to the Lord service. And if not that, arthair means giving their whatever their earnings to the temple, so that money or any other form. Diya means intelligence. If they can't do artha, diya means intelligence. Means if they have intelligence, they can say, they can write the books based on the acharyas, they can spread about it, about Krishna consciousness. And vacha, so they can speak at least, you can go to the ISKCON temple here, you can chant this mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, so you can read this Bhagavad Gita, you can suggest them. This is vacha. So this is transcendental charity. Is it clear? Beyond all these things. See, any charity which you give to any person, for example, if you give a charity to a Brahmana, unqualified Brahmana, if you give a charity to a common man, 10 rupees, you will get the 10 rupees back. If you give charity to a Brahmana, unqualified Brahmana, you will get 100 times back. If you give charity to the qualified Brahmana, 1000 times you will get. If you give charity to Supreme Lord or a Vaishnava, you will get unlimited times back. Is that clear? So that's the reason charity should be given to. Sometimes people they'll be, if you give some, when you stop the car or when you stop some vehicle, immediately they'll surround you. So please give me some charity. If you give them, automatically they may misuse. Smoking, or in the evening they go and boozing, all these things they may do it. If they do that, then automatically you will get that karma. If you give them charity, and whichever way they are going to use, that karma you are going to get it. That's the reason you have to make sure that, so that fellow is not supposed to misuse that. The best thing is, if you have some foodstuffs with you, some prasadam especially, give them. How to transform our home into a temple? Invite the Lord in our home first of all. Read that quickly.
If we have a place for the Lord in the heart, then we will have a place for Him in our home.
Yes. So, if you have some place in your heart, then automatically Lord also comes to your home. So, automatically you say, when we have place in our heart, automatically we will keep some photos. So we will naturally set up altar like that. We will regularly worship them. Giving the best possible place in the home. See what happens, many places, they construct houses like, palaces. When you go there and the altar, so the Lord's home, somewhere in the kitchen, where no one should see. So behind the door, they will keep it, isn't it? Some closet. Or there will be some deities, nice, beautiful deities, Krishna deity. So the murti they will keep near the steps, and when they are walking from the steps, all the dust will be falling on the deity. These things should not be done. Isn't it? Now, as soon as you enter into the house, you should be able to see the Lord. Like these days, they have replaced the Lord with the TV. Isn't it? Huge TV will be there. There is no picture of the Lord. Example, Krishna in the close bit. The Lord should be established and worshipped. Yes. How do we worship?
Establish an altar, offer him food, example of offering water to Ganga, offering arati, inviting family to participate. A family that prays together stays together.
Is that clear? See, these days problem is people are not so praying together. That's the reason they are not staying together. You see any family, the broken family, broken in the sense, if not broken, we can say, my parents will be staying in one place, native place, and son will be staying US, daughter will be staying anywhere, somewhere outside. So like that, nobody is staying at one place, isn't it? In this way, it's very important to, so because they're not keeping the Krishna in the center. That's the reason they are just so broken into different pieces of families. So the first thing is, you have to, tomorrow onwards, you have to make one altar. All of you have altar at your home? Some altar means Lord's picture, Acharya picture, like that. Do you have at your home? Yes or no? How many of you are having? How many of you are doing some puja, at least doing some, taking some agarbatti and gomado, sto kuch. Right, doing something? Okay, very good. How many of you are offering the food? Doing that? Very good. So some, at least some fruits or dry fruits or something? Good. So what you can do is, at present, if you can't change entire thing at once at your home, if you have the picture, if you have your separate room or anything, keep the Lord's picture and have our Acharya's photos. Later on when you want, I can suggest, I can give you. So you can keep them. Then regularly offer something. Food in the sense, the best thing is whatever cook food, if it is not cooked in the common vessel, that vessel should be separate for the Lord. And if not, at least regularly some dry fruits, some something, some any fruits you can keep, like that. Tulasi, if nothing is there, tulasi. But even how to offer also, I'll tell you one day. When you come back from the holidays, then we can have it, all these things, practicals. Now theory is over. Do you want this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So inviting family participants. So example of throwing the stones in that lake. So what is sadhana? I'll just quickly conclude this. Yes.
Those activities that re-spiritualize our lives. From now onwards, everything is most important.
Yes. Japa. This is what I want to introduce today. And we are supposed to chant this holy name. How many of you are ready to chant this holy name on regular basis? I'll show you how to chant this. Okay? So get the cards. Table draw. Cards. Mantra cards. First distribute mantra cards. Maha mantra cards. Don't So this is the mala, right? Hold the mala like this. So and one of you can do one thing. Take some malas. Yeah, go and take some malas. And boys also can take a few malas. I don't think so. All the malas are available. Malas, malas, I would discussion. Malas. Any teacher? Mantra card is malas with this country. Unnavan discussion. Malas unnavan discussion. Make sure that if you put it like that, it may get entangled. I don't think so it will come up for everyone. So you all got cards? Mantra cards? Everyone got the cards? Okay. So now what you can do is look into the cards and so try to distribute the malas as soon as possible. I think this row has not got it. Some more are there? Malas? Raja is 20 kada? 40, yeah? 44, okay. Okay, 45 is 44 charipata. What about your mala? So, and are you ready? So, everyone got the mala also? Mala and the card? Who didn't get the card and mala? You got it? Shall we start? Yes, this is got it? So yeah, now you pay attention. So just look at me how I am doing that. So try to follow me. Okay? So in the mala, this contains how many beads? Yes, this, what does it mean? This means it represents 108? Not mantras. No. It represents 108 Upanishads and also 108 gopis. 108 gopis. So these, their dedication to the Lord, their devotion to the Lord, intense devotion to the Lord, it represents. Two things you remember, at least for now. And this is very sacred number, 108. I don't know why they gave that 108 to ambulance. That takes you to the hospital, but this takes you to Vaikuntha. Okay, now you see. So this actually, it contains 109 beads. But middle bead, you don't have to catch it. So you have to start from the first bead, right? So when you are catching, when you are holding the bead, so this middle bead, connecting bead, should be towards our side, right? We are supposed to catch it, not like this. It should be like this. Is it clear? Can you see? Those who are making any mistakes, so you can, other friends can show. Those who have understood this, what I said. Boys, are you getting, you got it? Okay. Next, this first mantra, open the card. Where is the card? Mantra card. Yeah. Turn the card and see the mantra. Two mantras are in that. One mantra, first mantra is, so repeat after me. So on the first beat, you are supposed to chant the first mantra. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Repeat after me. Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita. Gadadara. Sri Vasadi. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So the first mantra we call Panchatattva mantra. So we are supposed to chant that mantra. On the same beat, we are supposed to chant second mantra also. Second mantra is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, repeat after me. I know that you know this mantra very well. So you should know also. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when you are chanting, from second beat onwards, only Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Only when you are starting, so you have to chant the first mantra. So remaining all the 108 beats, only second mantra. So Maha Mantra. So when you are chanting, you should chant very distinctly, very clearly. You should hear that mantra. It's not in silence, right? This is, you should chant clearly. Just like I'll show you. And complete mantra on that, not that half of the mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Is this clear? So that clarity should be there. Then whatever we are saying, we are supposed to hear. So we are supposed to hold with these hands. By doing like this, we are engaging all the five senses in the service of the Lord. By touching like this, which sense is coming under control? How many senses are there? 5. So what is this? No. By holding like this. Skin, yes, touch. Right? Touch sense comes under control. By repeating the mantra, chanting the mantra, what happens? Tongue is getting engaged. And by hearing, ears. And by eyes, what we can do is, eyes, either we can see the picture of Acharya, picture of Lord, picture of anything. That is okay. Or you can close your eyes also, doesn't matter. But one problem by closing the eyes is, there is a problem of falling into the sleep. So better open the eyes. Or half closed eyes is the idea. And mind should be focused on the mantra. That is most important. Right? Mind will be dragging us here and there. Oh, what about this subject? What about that teacher? What about this friend? What about that? So many ways. What about this? WhatsApp. So all these things mind will be dragging us. At that time, we have to pull that mind, drag the mind, and focus on the mantra. That is very important. If you can focus on the mantra, you see the day, how peaceful and how blissful the day is. I can 100% guarantee you. Okay? So shall we do together few beats? Actually, I wanted to do it entire, mala, but at least I think, I don't know how much strength you have, but so shall we do few beats, okay, for a practice? Let us start from the beginning, okay? So are you holding the right way? Okay, let's start. So, yes, Jai Sri Krishna, together we'll chant. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadara, Sri Vasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We'll start together, simultaneously we'll chant, okay? So if you want, you can see that card, mantra card, till you, and try to hold the beats little up, because don't touch the ground and not to touch your feet. So because this is sacred mala, that's the reason. Okay. First one. Okay. Shall we start? Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadara, Sri Vasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We chant together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Do you want to continue? Okay. So what you can do is, on regular basis, how many of you are ready to do this? Take an oath. From today onwards, I am going to chant this mantra on regular basis. At least start with one or two, then gradually you can increase. Yes. You want to raise 1, 2. Very good. Very, very happy. I want to see this batch really flourishing. Right? I'm very happy with this batch. So, I'll be in touch with you, certainly. And if you can chant this, you can see the results very quick. Pratyakshavagavam dharmyam susukam kartum avyayam. Krishna says in Bhagavad. You directly can experience this. It's not that I say. So because I may say so many things, because I've read so many things, I heard so many things, past 20 years. So I can say, but whereas unless until I experience the taste for the, chanting the holy name, I can't really explain to you. See, that's the reason I request all of you, please take up this chanting. And this is the essence in one sense. If you can practice it, certainly you can get the very good concentration power, even material sense also. Ultimately, our goal is, attaining Krishna Prem. Krishna's love. But at least when you start, you can free from the stress, anxiety, all this. These are the side benefits. Automatically, by default, they come by chanting this mantra. This is called mantra meditation. Even these days, by psychologists, psychiatrists, they are also suggesting this mantra. Mind has no medicine. They can make you to sleep, go to sleep. If somebody has psychiatric problems, even the West, anywhere. But this is the mantra, by chanting like this, one can free from all these stress and anxieties. And I just want to share one final story, the chanting the holy name. And one more thing, those who want the malas, actual cost is 50 rupees, but for you, we have reduced to whatever you want to give. That's up to you as a charity. You can give. And one more thing, I'll tell you final one story, very instructive story, very inspiring story, this holy name. One time there was a wife and husband, both of them went to pilgrimage. Final story, can listen this. This is the story really inspiring about the holy name. Both of them, wife and husband, they went to pilgrimage, yatra. After going there, husband said that, so I'll go and take bath and you be here. The wife was standing near the bank. Did I tell you this story? No? So, and the husband went and, so he just went into the water. When he went into the water, wife was standing outside. Husband said, please save me, please save me. He started screaming loudly. Then wife was thinking that, always he'll be joking. So he must be joking like that. So he was just sitting like that. And second time he screamed. No, I'm saying this seriously. Come and, save me. Third time he screamed. Then this way he was screaming. I think there must be some danger. She went near to him. Actually, this person said, so you can throw your sari, he said. And she threw her sari, and somehow that didn't reach him. That was a quicksand. You know the quicksand, right? Ubi. And this person was gradually going down in front of her eyes. Gradually was going down and down and down. Finally, he disappeared into the water, in that muddy water. Finally, she could not digest that incident. On regular basis, she used to remember that she was not getting sleep. She went to different doctors. She spent almost about 10 lakhs for the doctors, but nothing really worked out. So she went to different devatas also, nothing really worked, all those. One day she went to ISKCON temple, and she was just sitting along with her friends, sitting there. So one of our devotees went and spoke to her. What do you do? So what is your job, etc. He started speaking. Then she said, so I have this problem, so I've been trying like this, so nothing really worked with it. But you do one thing, you can chant this mantra, he said. She said, see, I have spent all my years, almost 25 years, nothing really worked. I don't have faith in anything, she said. She sat there and she asked how many malas I am supposed to chant. But our target is also on regular basis, we are supposed to chant 16 rounds. But for us also, on regular basis, we get up at 3:30 and by 4:30 we have Mangal Aarti. And from 4:30 to 5:15 we have the Aarti. 5:15 to 7:15 we chant at once, 16 rounds we complete. So anything extra can be done in the evening or any time if you want. That is up to us. But 16 is our target. But initially, whatever the number if you want to do, you can do it. It's not an issue. And this lady, she sat down at once. She completed all the 16 rounds, and she went home. Next day, she came back and said to our devotees, the devotee who spoke to her, and of all the 25 years, yesterday I could sleep. And I slept very peacefully. And she was so happy. She started, the chanting. She continued chanting. By seeing her, almost 30 family members, other family members, her relatives became devotees, turned into devotees. There are several stories are there like that, hundreds of stories. By chanting the holy name in the West, who knows who Krishna is, what Bhagavad Gita is, but just by chanting this holy name, they have turned. The people, or Acharya when he went, people they were drug addicts, the hippies. You know what hippies means? They were completely naked people, and people. Can you imagine sitting like this, giving a class to naked people? And Prabhupada Acharya gave in New York, so such kind of people, and he turned them. They have turned into sannyasis. Means not even they don't even take tea, coffee, onion, garlic, anything except to Krishna Prasadam. Such kind of a. Not only that, chanting like that, preaching vigorously, traveling vigorously, such kind of devotees they became. How it is possible? How? That was only possible by chanting the holy name. I request all of you, please do this. Is it okay? So, if you have any questions or comments, you can ask me. And there are finally 4 things. A for association. Associate devotee. This is A, we can do one thing. I'll speak to sir. So, which way, how often we can have programs at your college, that can be done. So, and B, book reading. So, we have books with us. So, whichever books if you want, you can choose later on. C, for chanting the names of Lord. As I said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Diet, as far as possible, at least for now, try to avoid so passionate food, and especially tamasic foods, non-veg items especially. So the best is Krishna Prasad. Jagat Krishna Prabhupada ki Jai. So let us offer. I am very, very thankful to all of you because so patiently you are so coming and really trying to learn, showing interest very enthusiastically. So not only that, and one more sense, I am very happy because you all are really understood thinking like that. So because you all have taking up the chanting. So and also, when Dasara is coming, chant more rounds and tell your parents also, make them to chant. But at the same time, don't make them afraid. So immediately, especially that is the disease of ISKCON devotees. So immediately, as soon as they turn into devotees, they'll say, our devotees will say, Papa, you are a papi. Ma means you are a Maya. Mom means you are a Maya. So get lost. They should say. It's not like that. So please be friendly with them also. Then they'll also become devotees. Especially boys, do not show your deeds to your parents. Immediately they think that ISKCON means that you are going to become full-time devotees. So sadhus, you are going to become sadhus. So they will not allow you. They will come and complain in a college also. These people are coming, they are going to make my son into a sadhu, so better not to allow them like that. So they may say, so be careful, not to make them afraid. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Krishna Prabhupada ki Jai. So be there, discover yourself, post. Once again, I like to thank all the faculty members. So, Anantha sir and Aditya sir.